Okay, we're doing shot blocking today. This is our second take. I don't know if we really have a name for it, but it's more like refined shot blocking. Mainly because this time, instead of just doing it with any camera, not really worrying as much about the movement and motion, Drew's gone through and detailed storyboard off of the last shot blocking that we had done. So now we made sure that we know what kind of movement, timing, and all that stuff that we're looking for as we go into this now refined shot blocking. Now what that does is we'll be using all equipment that we are going to be using on set, and we're making sure that one, we have all the pieces that we need, and two, that the movement and timing actually works out as we want it. So now we have Frank, who no longer is a stand-in. He's actually been casted as the actual Man in Boots character. We have his mask, which is an important part of seeing if we can see the mask in the right way on screen, but we don't really have the rest of his costume, and we aren't worrying about location. So really, it's the same idea, trying to make sure that we make all the mistakes now instead of when we're already over at the Salt Flats ready to film. And we're just doing it with a little bit more of the pieces of the puzzle to make sure that we're that much closer to it. Let's go get that battery. We also have on set with us Anthony, who is going to be helping us out as an assistant cameraman, helping Drew with cinematography and myself with the focus pulling as the first AC. There you are, you sneaky little battery. Okay, are we forgetting anything else?
Weightlifting and powerlifting gym.
Okay, now we have our ceremonious lighting for our camera.
You need a blowtorch. Wouldn't like this?
I wouldn't put a blowtorch next to a $4,000 lens. Frank, you want to head over to your position 1?
Yes, sir. Move in, sir.
And then Drew, reset over to your starting. Okay, ready and action. So I would have to say on that one, Drew, I loved the point that you started moving. Mm-hmm. I mean, it didn't feel like you knew what was coming. It felt like you followed what was happening, and that was awesome.
It doesn't. It's real touchy-feely on this thing. It's hard to get a nice smooth.
So what if I bring it basically to that point and then lift it from there?
Ooh, that might be good, yeah.
It was funny because in the test shots, the shot that we thought would be fairly simple, just supposed to be a locked off tripod shot, didn't work at all and looked very bad as a locked off shot. So we ended up having to add a tilt to it. But then with the tilt, it was like, what are we tilting from? Because it was motivated by the movement of the sled, but in order to get the framing right, we were looking at the ground at nothing. But what was cool about that was Drew and I were able to come up with an idea that further helped explain Man in Boots' character, of something that we could leave on the ground to help explain it, that showing that he left it behind purposefully helps build his character. So it was kind of fun. It was neat for me to see that a shot that, you know, was supposed to be easy turned really complex, but because we were doing the shot blocking before actually being out there and filming, I'm excited because, you know, we get to further the character. So it all turned out well. I'm gonna fold some laundry now, make some food for my wife coming home, and then we'll be back to more preparations tomorrow.
Hi guys, this is Frank. Thanks for watching this episode of the bonus features. We'd like to invite you to comment with anything that you'd like to see from us as far as content goes, regarding the film and the processes. or any questions you have or any feedback you have. Thank you.